Talks broke down after Greece refused to accept a counterproposal from creditors, including the IMF. The International Monetary Fund is demanding more spending cuts, including cuts to Greece's pensions, before releasing 7.2 billion euros in bailout money to the struggling nation. Another meeting is expected on Saturday. Even before Thursday's meeting, many ministers expressed doubt that an agreement would be reached. Germany's finance minister said Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras isn't bringing anything new to the table, and the two sides continue to grow farther apart. But a Greek parliamentary spokesman accused creditors of trying to blackmail Greece, saying on Greek TV that the lenders' demand to bring annihilating measures back to the table shows that the blackmail against Greece is reaching a climax. Greece has until June 30th to pay off its 1.6 billion euro debt, and the IMF told the Washington Post that it will not extend the deadline. Joining us now from Athens, Greece, is freelance journalist Matthew Simitakis. Thank you so much for joining us, Matthew. We're 5 days away from the deadline for Greece to pay this debt. It doesn't look like a solution's coming, in my estimation. Is there any hope?
Well, there's always hope. We're on the second day of exhaustive negotiations between Greece and its creditors on all levels. The technical level, the Euro Working Group level, the Eurogroup level, where the European finance ministers meet, the European Council and the summit of all the 28 European leaders. Actually, the latest is that there's a summit going on right as we speak at this moment, and it was supposed to discuss the British issue. The British are also not feeling very well with the European Union lately, and the immigration crisis. And instead, they will discuss the Greek impasse. But what we know so far is that both sides have taken steps back. Now, there's a difference in philosophy here. The Greek side is demanding that it reaches a deal that is politically sustainable. They want to be able to sell it back to the Greek electorate. And that means that they don't want to slash lower pensions and wages. On the other hand, the IMF and Greece's creditors, the ECB and the European Commission, they insist that Greece should do more on cutting spending. The overall amount of the proposed deal is 8 billion euros added to the Greek GDP. Now, we have to remind our viewers here that Greece is a country that lost 27% of its GDP during the past 5 years under the bailout program, a severe austerity program that has hit mostly the lower incomes. According to research by the Hans Beckler Stiftung, the German research institute, the lower taxes here, the lower incomes, have been taxed here 339% more than they were taxed before the crisis, while the upper incomes have only been taxed 9% more. The Greek government, Alexis Tsipras, the Greek prime minister, feels that he cannot pass more austerity. And that's effectively what he's trying to do in Brussels.
Talk to me about the Greek citizenry. What are they saying? What's the sentiment? Do they believe the prime minister should have taken the offer or the counteroffer from the IMF? Many people are saying, hey, we need the money. Whatever kind of structural adjustment people ask for, we should just take it. Whatever kind of restrictions are put on us, we have to just accept it. What's the sense? Is that the dominant sense, or are people saying, no, he did the right thing?
It's a little more confusing than that, and I think that the Greek crisis is becoming more and more confusing on all possible levels. So, according to an opinion poll that was published on Sunday, the government still enjoys a very good majority of 47%, and it's 20 units ahead of the conservative Nea Demokratia, the Liberal Party. But that does not mean that the Greeks want Greece out of the Eurozone. The overall support for the membership of Greece in the Eurozone scores more than 65%, maybe 70%. So there's a paradoxical position, but it's not really paradoxical if you see it from a Greek perspective. The left, of course, since this is a left government. The Greeks are saying yes to the Eurozone, but no to austerity. And that's what Alexis Tsipras and this government is trying to do.
Matthew Simitakis, thank you so much for joining us. All right. Clashes between French taxi drivers and riot police have turned violent.